Chris, thank you very much for that powerful message. I love you, man. Message of love through struggle. Very cool. It's time now to spend some time with our students. So my name is Nathan O'Neill. I use he, him pronouns, and I work in Columbia, South Carolina in Richland School District 2 with innovation. And my job is a really fun job where I get to help people create cool new things. And as a part of the process of design, it's really important that we always have the mindset of empathy and designing for the humans that we work with. And so this morning, you guys are going to get a chance to hear from some students and the work they've been doing to share with you. That's very, very powerful. I think a lot of times as adults, we tend to design for students instead of designing with students. So I want to give you a chance to meet 4 of my friends from all across the country. We're going to have a chance for you to see their abilities and skills and talents and heart shine through. I'm going to introduce them real quick. We have Briana, Brooks, Destiny, and Isabella. And each of them is going to share really quickly about themselves, their pronouns, their grade, their school, their city and state. And then they're going to each tell you about the reason why they really got connected in to the C Summit in the first place. So Briana, let's start with you.
Hi, I'm Briana. I use she, her pronouns. I'm in 12th grade at Kettle School for Arts and Performance, which is in Wales, Wisconsin. And when my school principal reached out to me asking me if I wanted to be a part of this, of course, I immediately said yes. Throughout my 4 years at high school, I've been a pretty big advocate for social justice in my school. I'm going to a predominantly white school. Sometimes there are certain situations that have been out of the students' control. So in terms of this, I think this is so great because I think educators has such a huge impact on students. So I'm so excited to be a part of this. And I'd just like to quickly thank all the adults that are involved in this, all the administrators and everyone at Digital Promise. This has been such a great experience. So Brooks, I'd like to pass it over to you, I guess.
Hi, I'm Brooks. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm a junior at Kettle School for Arts and Performance in the Kettle School District in Wales, Wisconsin, along with Bree. As a transgender and Jewish student, I have witnessed and experienced bigotry in multiple forms, and I figured this summit would be one of the best ways to make change. And I also have to say thank you guys so much. As much as you're talking about us, it also wouldn't be possible without you and bringing us into this, and we are forever grateful. So.
So hi, my name is Destiny. I'm a junior at Santa Ana High School. I use she, her pronouns. I'm located in Santa Ana, California. As a Latina, I believed it was important to share my voice and perspective, experiencing a lot of racial oppression and aggression today firsthand. As well as emphasizing the importance of inclusive diversity in the education system and uplifting communities in need. And of course, I'm very, very grateful for this opportunity and for all the people that have allowed us this platform to share our stories and voices.
Hi, everyone. My name is Isabella, and I use she, her pronouns. I'm a junior at the High School of Health Sciences in the Kettle School District in Wales, Wisconsin. Education has always been a really big part of my life. I've always enjoyed going to school. My mom's a professor. I guess I've just developed this love of learning. And as I've grown up coming from this area with very little diversity, essentially a suburb of Milwaukee, I've noticed how our education can fall short of being as diverse and authentic as today's students need it to be.
Thank you very much. Let's jump into our next question. What is it that you feel like you've gotten from the planning and from the process of this conference? Because it has been many months coming. What is it that you feel like you've really learned in the process before pulling off today's summit? And Isabella, we'll start with you.
I would like to say it's been such an incredible opportunity to be learning from students across the US. I mean, especially this year with COVID, we were all working from our bedrooms, joining Zooms in different time zones. And I'm just so grateful that something so good came out of such a hard year and we're all here today. That's so crazy. I mean, we've gotten to hear from different perspectives, learn about different cultures and backgrounds and languages from all over the place, and just being able to share and reflect on both our similarities and our differences in our lives, and be able to come here and create and share this.
Yeah, I would have to agree with a lot of that. Like meeting all these different people has been such a fantastic experience. I've definitely had to work on my geography skills, juggling all these time zones. And I mean, just the differences in communities and everything, from little things as saying bubbler instead of water fountain, to being able to like see how our societies function similarly and differently. And it has been amazing to have such conversations as like we're having today. And it really gives you hope that there's like-minded people everywhere.
Yeah, Brooks, I just want to say to your point about conversations, they really are super important, especially the conversation about bubbler versus water fountain, as it can get a little heated sometimes. But I've loved having conversations with different people from across the country. And when I came into this, I was really looking forward to really focusing in on a specific topic and being able to learn as much as I can about that, because we have this wonderful thing called the internet and research and things like that. But what I really discovered through this conference was some of the most valuable research is learning from each other and talking to each other and learning from each other's experiences, because that's just something that you can't always find in data and statistics. It's just so valuable, and being able to meet so many different people through this has been such a great experience for me, for sure.
I agree, Briana. I believe our stories and our voices from each other is what's really important. Listening to each other and communication is what's most valuable today. And I'm also very thankful for this opportunity. And I also love the amount of research I was able to do to learn about topics not widely taught in classrooms or talked about, really, which can sometimes be uncomfortable. But I'm glad that this platform provided me that availability. I also really enjoyed having to manage with different time zones and school schedules. It was a little chaotic at first, but it was all worth it in the end. And I'm really glad I was able to participate and meet such wonderful people from across the country.
Destiny, it was a lot of chaotic, but we made it. We're here. And so today, my next question, I just really want to know, what is it that you want to experience while you're here today? And then also, as we think about the adults who have come to support and to hear us today, what is it that you want them to get from this experience today? And Briana, let's start with you this time.
So for me, I feel like every time I have a new conversation with someone, I gain a new perspective, and that's just so valuable to me. And I really hope today that educators are able to gain so many new perspectives from different students, since we're just going to be having so many conversations today. I think in a traditional classroom setting, the teachers in front of the room and the students are, just listening to them and kind of taking in all the information that the teachers have to offer. And I think this is such a great opportunity for teachers to learn from students, because discussions are really what causes critical thinking and can propose new solutions to the current problem at hand.
Definitely. And thinking about going into this conference, knowing that we're going to be having these conversations, and some of them are not going to be easy conversations. And I just hope we're going in knowing that it's okay to be uncomfortable, and acknowledging that it's good to be uncomfortable and that's why we're here. We're stepping out of our comfort zone. And that's really exciting. As a student presenting to a lot of teachers today, that's a little bit out of my comfort zone. And it's all for the best reasons.
As Briana stated, I also hope to learn and gain new perspectives from communities different than my own, and especially what I can do to support them. I also hope that adults take away actions and resources and available information to learn and apply or share to their students or those around them, especially. And the connections with the young advocators, with all of us today that you all will hear from, I believe that is something I will definitely take away and take to heart.
Yeah, I'm basically repeating most of these things, but just the value of hearing different perspectives, whether for most of you guys, it means a different age group. For me, it means people around the country and people with different backgrounds than I. So that's something I've gained, and I really hope you guys gain that too. And I hope you realize how passionate we are about this. We've put in so much time. I have no idea how much time we've put in, but it's been a lot. And I think it's really important to have these hard and necessary conversations, as we are all saying, because that's how you move forward. Otherwise, maybe you're taking a couple of steps forward, but you're also taking a couple steps back. So you need to have these conversations because that's really the best way to move forward.
And I think to build off what Brooke said, we really do hope that the adults today will honor all of the work that these students have put in over the past 6 months by actually changing, by actually doing something different when you go back to the office on Monday morning. So my next question for you, and Brooks, we'll start off with you again. What's one practice that you feel would aid teachers and educators as they move from the talk and the discussion into the actions when we leave this conference?
Yeah, I can't say this enough. Teach social issues and listen to your students, because every now and then we do have a couple good ideas, and it's just, like we say the things we say for a reason. As a transgender student, if I had a cisgender teacher who would say their pronouns when introducing themselves to the class, it means the world to me, because then it's not like everyone's just saying their name and I'm the awkward kid who adds in the pronouns, Like, it's just the little things, and just listen to us, adapt from us, and we're listening to you, and it's great to have the feeling reciprocated.
So jumping off of what Brooks was saying, I think there's so many opportunities to bring these stories to life. There are people, there are organizations, resources out there who are already working so hard to make these positive changes in our school. One example that comes to mind is at my school, our Unity Club brought in speakers for Black History Month, and we brought in people who had experiences to share, or people who were experts in Black history, to talk to our whole school. There's just so many ways that in order to take it from talking to taking action, there's so many ways to have our lessons jump off the page.
And to jump off of what you said, Isabella, I agree about there are so many opportunities, such as if you're talking about the Chicano movement or the wave of the Black Lives Matter movement, LGBTQ+, there's so much available on the internet. Such as petitions, social media platforms, articles, donation links, speakers, etc., etc. They're all available, but most importantly, listen to your students, and learn and apply. Listen to your students and learn to advocate for movements, and ask for resources. Learn LGBTQ+ terms. Know what is appropriate racial terms to all of your students, as well as apply to your environments, and to those around you. Ask your students what they want, especially what they don't want, what makes them comfortable and what doesn't make them comfortable.
Yeah, as going to a predominantly white school in terms of staff and students, sometimes it's really easy for me personally, and I'm sure a lot of other students are part of minority communities, to feel kind of like the odd one out as a Latina student, as a student, a part of the LGBTQ community. And I think it's really important for teachers to recognize that a lot of students do feel a little left out and a little excluded, and it's really important to be inclusive of them. Recognizing that different pieces of art and literature may be outdated. And I know that maybe in their prime time, they may have seemed super progressive, but kind of recognizing that these might be outdated and might cause conversations that are going to make students really uncomfortable. It's so important for us to diversify our curriculum and make sure that all students, especially students of color, students from different religious backgrounds, students a part of the LGBTQ community, whatever, feel valid, because I think it's so easy to feel invalidated in certain environments.
Great thoughts. I really appreciate that. I really feel like that basis of safety and conversations where it starts, and just moving from there is beautiful. All right, my friends, you have one last thing you can share out with the crowd. What is it that you feel like you really hope for the future? What's your hope for the future? Briana, let's start with you.
Yeah, so in the future, I hope that the classroom really becomes a safe space where everyone is able to have deep conversations without feeling hurt or invalidated. I hope that we can learn from our mistakes, take accountability, and do better. I can say that I've made mistakes in the past, and I want to take accountability for those actions and do better in the future. And I hope that other students attending this conference and other educators can, take accountability for some of the mistakes that they've made and move on from them and do better. Trying to pretend like these issues aren't happening or that maybe we haven't made these mistakes is just going to hurt students more in the future.
Definitely. I hope that our classroom space, the way we think about our classroom space, the way I hope it expands from being just a place where students are taught to being a place where we can explore together as students and teachers how the things we learn, the way we learn, and especially surrounding history and social justice issues interact with those issues, interact with and have implications for our students' future and also for our society's future.
I agree. I also hope that all people, especially the students, feel more comfortable and moved to continue to preach their stories and raise not only their voices, but as well as others. I hope others, including myself, continue to advocate for change and provide more resources and information to those around them, but more importantly, themselves.
I hope that in the near future, we'll all not only be willing, but encouraged to hear other people's perspectives, because there's no situation where people cannot gain something from it. So I hope you guys gain as much from this as we have, because it has been an amazing experience. And thank you all of you guys for taking the time to be here.
And thank you, Roundtable panel. Really appreciate all this insight. As an old guy, I need to take a picture of us real quick. Everybody smile and wave. There we go. All right. Thank you very much. Let's hear from more students. And as we go into our sessions, I'm going to pass it back to Marlon Stiles. Marlon, I love you. Tell us what we should do from here.
Wow. We are just getting started here at the C Summit in an unbelievable conversation with members from our student panel. So if you are ready, we are ready. Students, this is your moment. For the next couple hours, you are with our students in breakout sessions. Before you get going, I'm going to share a little bit of information about the rest of the day and how you can navigate the platform. So I'm going to throw a few slides up here real quick and give you a chance to kind of see what's happening. We've got two very dynamic, and I mean really motivating and inspirational sessions from our students. Kicking off here at 12:15 will be the first student-led breakout session in Zoom. Following that one, we will have our second student-led breakout session in Zoom starting at 1:10. Two very dynamic sessions for you coming up. You'll find that inside of Zoom. Following those two breakout sessions, we're to bring the community conversation back together at 2:15 until 2:45. We've got some Q&A sessions with our student leaders from the C Summit accessible to you to dig into some deeper conversation following your two sessions. After we finish that Zoom link, we'll come back here to the general live stream and we'll have some closing comments from a member from Digital Promise, Mr. Dwayne McCleary, and we'll close ourselves out. We got a special speaker for you at the closing as well. So that's the rest of the day. I do want to give you some information about how to navigate the platform. We're going to transition to the next slide. So as you are in Swap Card, this is the platform that you're in right now watching the live stream. If you're looking for information about the rest of the day, if you follow that purple square, I'm sorry, that's a rectangle, purple rectangle box that says agenda, all you do is simply click on the agenda button. It'll take you to the next screen. After you click the agenda button, you'll see there's a couple different options for you to really help you navigate the platform. You can search by topic on the left-hand side using the search box we're all accustomed to. You can also scroll up and down. And if you click on the title of the session that you are interested in, and there's a variety of options for you. If you click on the title, it'll advance you into another screen. And inside that screen, a way that you can access the Zoom link for the session that you're interested in. If you look to the left-hand side, there'll be a red box there with some red font there. If you click on join the session for the Zoom session, that red link right there will take you right into the session that you're interested in. A Zoom window will open up, and you'll have our amazing C Summit student leaders ready to engage you and help educate you on how to create more equitable, diverse, and inclusive school environments here. So where do we go from here? I'm not sure what time zone you are in. It's almost lunchtime here. I don't know what you have accessible for you to eat, whether it's breakfast or lunch, but we are on a virtual stretch break until 12:15 when our first student-led C Summit Zoom session kicks off in a breakout room. So please jump on social media, continue to amplify our student leaders' voice on social media using the hashtag #SeeUsAll. You can see it there on the bottom of the screen. Please take a stretch break, and we'll look forward to seeing you back here in our first breakout session with our student leaders. Hashtag #SeeUsAll. So glad you guys are here with us today.